Hello everyone, good afternoon. How are you all doing? It's now the middle of the week. It's already Wednesday. Kamusta kayong lahat? How has your week been? Ayan. Please let me know if you can see me, if you can hear me okay. So, ayan. I'm not sure if I'm live yet. It's saying I'm live, but I don't know if I am. Yan. Okay. Please let me know in the comment section if you're here. Hi to whoever is there. Okay. So there's Daisy Ree. Yan. Hi, Daisy. Thank you for viewing the live. I'm glad you caught me live. All right. Okay. How are you, Daisy? Okay, so the message is a bit delayed, so I will see your comment in a while. Helly! I know that's a spelling error, but hello to you also. Okay, so sorry about the background noise. That's my daughter. I share the office with her. So that's her part of the office, her playroom. So in today's live, I thought I'd talk to you about yung kakambal ng email management, which is, can you guess? Nakalagay pala sa description natin. It's calendar management. Okay? So usually, when you're asked to manage someone's mailbox, you're also asked to manage their calendar. So the thing that you need to know about managing someone's calendar, if you're a virtual assistant, is you have to know the apps. Okay? If you're used to doing paper, like using a journal, then you just have to adjust on doing it online. Okay, so there are different kinds of calendar apps. There's Google Calendar, there's Apple Calendar, Outlook Calendar. Okay, so are there anything else? But those are the basic ones. So you just have to know how they work because they work differently. But they all allow calendar sharing. So if you have your own account in a calendar app, you can share that with someone and vice versa. So your client can share his or her calendar with you so that you can see what's on their calendar and you can decide how to manage it. Okay? So you just have to look up on YouTube how to access your client's calendar, how to have permission. Okay, because sometimes you can just view it, but if you're a VA or an assistant VA, then you have to be able to make changes to it. Changes, meaning you have to be able to edit the calendar. Okay, so that's one thing. Now, the things that you have to know when managing a calendar is you have to know how to create an event or an appointment in the calendar. That's pretty easy. But what you have to remember there is the time zone. Okay, there a lot of disasters happen when the time zone is not correct, when there's a mix-up. Okay, so make sure that the time zone is correct. Na-experience natin yan dito. I set up our, I think my first live on my laptop that I set up in Australia time. So there was a 2-hour difference. Okay, I forgot that it was set on Australia time zone. So anyway, make sure there's a field there that says time zone. Make sure that you check. Okay, if your client is based in the Netherlands, make sure that it's set in Netherlands time. For example, the person is in Amsterdam and he said, okay, let's meet at 10 o'clock my time. So when you go to the app, write 10 o'clock a.m. and then you select the time zone Netherlands. If your client is based in California, diba? Sa US, there are different time zones in the US. I think there are two or three. Just make sure that it's the right time zone based on their state. Okay, so for example, New York and California, they have different, and Hawaii, they have different time zones. So make sure that those are correct. You have it correctly. Okay? And then you'll just be the one to adjust. And then you have to make sure you know who to invite. For example, someone else is going to be involved in a certain meeting. You have to know how to invite them. And another thing is make sure that you have the correct email address, because some people, just like us, have multiple email addresses. So if you're going to, yes, you're sitting down. If you're going to invite them to an event, oh, hold on, come here. Mommy's on a live. Yeah, it's my turn to take care of my baby. Yeah, this is Ada. Say hi. Say hi. Okay, she just woke up. I also just woke up. So anyway.
Ada.
Yes, Ada on the live. Okay, so make sure that you use the correct email address. Okay, if the person wants you to invite him or her in his personal email address, then that's the one you use. Otherwise, they will not receive the calendar invitation. And the last thing that you want to happen is that your client or everyone else is waiting and where's this guy? And what happens is apparently you sent it to that guy's wrong email address and he didn't know about the meeting all this time. Okay, so avoid that. The next one is you should know how to accept calendar invitations, because that's going to come in through the inbox. Yes, that's in Ada. So there are options whether you want to decline a calendar invitation or do you want to accept it, or you can say maybe and then propose a different time. You can watch YouTube about it also. All right. If you and your client already know like how much time he needs, like a gap between meetings, then it's easier for you rather than always asking your client every time a calendar invitation comes whether he or she is okay with this event, with this time. And then yes, all right. So the next one is considering the gap. So if, for example, your client is having face-to-face meetings, consider the travel time, and on top of that is like a break, you know, because don't book meetings in such a way that it's one meeting to the next, na back-to-back. Avoid the back-to-back meetings because your client would need mga 30 minutes in between meetings to reflect on what has been discussed, you know, to gather his or her thoughts about it, and also to have time to get from one meeting venue to the next. Okay. Look, she's combing my hair. Thank you, Ada. All right.
Combing.
So, yeah, you're combing Mommy's hair. So this is work from home, guys. This is one of the benefits of working from home. You can be with your baby. Yeah, you're combing your hair too. It's a treat. Yeah, we're treating them. Yeah, okay. So, yes, you're combing Mommy's hair. So be considerate of your client. Avoid back-to-back meetings. Consider the... Yes, we're watching. There's Tita Tintin. Good afternoon, Regina. Oh, she says, good afternoon, baby. Okay. So the reason why you need gaps is because your client needs time to breathe. Like, if, for example, if the client has 30 minutes travel time, give the client time to also park, walk to the venue, or take the elevator, and have at least 15 minutes time to just settle down, freshen up before he or she steps into a meeting. Okay? And be smiling and be ready for the meeting. Okay? So the best way is to always put yourself in your client's shoes, you know, so that halimbawa kung ikaw yung mag-a-attend ng meeting, you don't want to be parang, alam mo yun, kakagaling mo lang sa biyahe, tapos salpa ka na agad sa meeting. So you want to be prepared, you want to gather your thoughts, you have your notes ready. If there are any other questions that you want to prepare, yeah, so that the client is well prepared. Okay, so those are the things that you need to know if you want to take up calendar management as a virtual assistant. There are a lot of free videos that you can watch depending on the app that your client is using for calendars. So very important to be attentive to detail. My glasses are so foggy because I came from the other room. Be attentive to detail. Take note of Excuse us. Take note of the time zone, the time, the proper email addresses.
Coughing.
Did you cough? Okay. So this is training with childcare. Yeah, most of the time when her dad is in a meeting and I'm in the meeting, it's usually her dad who takes her. I very rarely take her because most of my meetings are not face to face, but I face with the client. So I very rarely bring her.
Ada.
Yeah.
Ada.
That's Ada. Yeah, you can watch yourself later. So okay, guys. So when scheduling appointments or managing your client's calendar, be considerate. Put yourself in your client's shoes. If it were you, how much time do you want to prepare? How much gap do you want in between meetings? If it were you, you would want your like the people in that meeting to be in the meeting on time and to have the right. And if you were the person in that meeting, you want to have the Zoom details, right there. You don't have to dig your emails to find the Zoom details. So make sure that the calendar entry has all the information that the client needs. If it's a Zoom meeting, make sure it's there. Who's attending, what's the agenda, include it there. You can attach the files there. And what I do with my executive is 30 minutes before his meeting, even if there's an alert on his phone, I set up a notification to go off on his phone or his laptop. I then send him a text message because sometimes they are they are very busy and they still won't see. Okay, she's standing up on my desk. They still won't see the notifications. But if you take the extra effort, especially if it's a very important meeting, I would ring the client just to make sure that they don't miss the important meeting, and they appreciate it a lot. Okay, so it's a soft skill. Yeah, you're sitting on my desk. So it's a soft skill, empathizing with your client.
Fall. Don't fall.
Yeah, don't fall. That's right.
My glass.
Hmm?
My.
It's your glass. Yes. Okay. That's everything. Do you have any questions, guys?
Sitting a deck.
You're sitting on the desk.
Ada. CEO.
Huh, Ada?
CEO.
Ada, you can see you, yes.
Tin.
There's Tita Tintin. You can see her icon there. Yeah, that's Tita Tintin. Yeah.
Icon.
Icon, yes. This is Ada. She's 1 year old and 3/4.
Comb.
She's almost 2 years old.
Comb.
Yes, you're showing them the book. Okay. If you guys don't have any questions, sorry, I can't see any questions coming in on the chat right now. So we can hang out for a few minutes. Can you show them how you bat your eyelashes? I see. Oh, yan guys, may treat kayo Oh, the widest smile. Yes. Oh, wow. That's good. That's good.
Good.
Yes. Okay. All right. So, if you have any questions, if you're watching this on a replay, please comment with your questions, guys, so that you can get the best value out of these Facebook Lives. Okay? I always watch the replay even at night. And she said, Ada, you're so cute. Thank you, Regina. And I will respond to your questions. Okay? To some people, calendar management is very basic, but it means the whole world if you get the details right and if you get the details wrong. So, kawawa yung client. So, you have to be attentive to detail, considerate of your client. Imagine you're in that client's shoes. Okay? If you need help, like for example, you need help with time zone conversion, there are tools that are available online for that. And then if you want to figure out the distance, like the travel time, whether on plane or train, public train, or by car, You can find that on Google Maps also. You can research how that's done so that you know how much time to allocate in between the meetings, and then add maybe a few minutes so that your executive can freshen up before walking into a meeting. Okay, make sure that the files are all there. It doesn't help to remind the day before or the week before. If it's a big meeting, remind your client a week before, like, okay, hey, you have this big meeting next week. The files are already in your wherever you send it to your client, and ask, I've prepared some. It's a bonus if you can suggest key questions or items that your executive can that should discuss. Okay, so that your client is well prepared for it. Okay, and then the day before, remind the client again that, okay, you have this meeting coming up tomorrow, don't forget. And then as for me, my best practice is, whether I'm in the meeting or not, I always text my client 30 minutes beforehand. Okay, so that's it. It was good to be with you guys, with my baby. All right, bye everyone. Say goodbye. Oh. Okay, let's finish. Let's press this button and finish.